this podcast, we already started and Judd ruined it all. He ruined all of it. It was all Judd's fault.
Yeah.
So that's that. And guess what? 1 second. It's happening. Hold on. I think a new challenger approaches.
Oh
Maybe.
my god!
I'm gonna see if Cal wants to join the podcast live on the podcast. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it works. Why is one of these my face?
I don't know. I don't know if you should just. He might say the N word. So
no, he won't.
He's quite notorious for just randomly saying the N word. He does it quite often.
Oh, is he there? Is he there?
What's going on here?
Oh, we've got him. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. You're live on the podcast right now. Surprise! Oh shit! I think my computer crashed.
Oh my god! I'm on the podcast. Oh my god!
Yeah, you need a camera.
I was afraid you might say the N word.
The first thing that I say.
You need to.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to say it straight away.
Because I've surprise podcasted you. Now you need to put your camera on. You're in this now. This is how it works.
I don't even have my camera plugged in.
Oh, well, you better hurry up and get it sorted then. We can fill time while you're doing it. I can let everyone know what's coming up rather than just all of this that's happening at the minute.
I love that. Oh, I need to sort my camera out and you just hear...
Oh, dear. Well, anyway, coming up on today's podcast, there's a couple things. I just had a meal. Oh, my God, what's happening now? I just had a meal, and I want to tell you about it because, oh boy, it sure was something.
What interesting content.
But fulfilling content. Trust me, you're going to want to hear about this shit. And then I sent Judd a present. That was something, and our dad had a birthday. Those are the three things.
Why does this sound like Top Gear? On this episode of Top Gear, my dad had a birthday.
Clarkson has another crash and shoots up a school.
Richard Hammond gets his cock stuck in a Bentley.
Richard Hammond ODs on meth and kills a granny. On today's episode of Top Gear.
I mean, I'm trying.
And I go on a jihad.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this shit. It's gonna be great. Anyway, go on then. My good lord! I'm not the one he's doing a jihad for either. Anyway,
reasons, that's a joke for me.
I've pressed that at least.
You've already.
It's fine. But yeah, there's some good shit coming up. Judd's going to tell us a story about a present I sent to him, and our dad had a birthday, and Cal has done nothing with his life because he's been locked away in a room for about 6 years at this point.
Playing guitar for 12 hours a day.
I was just telling, me and Cal were just messaging each other, and I was just telling him about this meal that my stepdad Simon has cooked.
Oh no.
We know you two lads obviously know.
Is it
Simon.
just fucking? Is it just some random grey sort of mass? It has no like texture or flavour. It's just some weird fucking grey goop.
It's the food from Vivarium.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
For the people who don't know who he is the most dull person that's ever existed in eternity.
When he went to eat it, Jake, did his mouth like he unhinged his jaw and he opened wide and went like just dumped it all in.
He's so dull that everyone thinks he's a fucking alien. He doesn't.
And then he went, so it tastes alright to me.
Oh god!
But there you go. So
just think of Mark Zuckerberg going, "It's me live streaming from my back garden,"
and he looks like a fucking creature, an absolute, just not human.
Well, what it was, right, was some roast potatoes that weren't terrible, but he'd not come up with this recipe. It was just something that someone had bossed him to do, and they were fine, but not like anything to shout about. But then he'd done green beans that were just steamed green beans. That's it, like nothing. It was just like, that is a green bean. But also, the thing is, he couldn't just do them like as in when they like if you just steam them and that's it, but they're like fresh and crunchy or whatever. No, they were a little bit like wilted, just so they'd be a little bit boring and shit. And then also
that does sound like a very Simon meal. That
he did like these pork loins. And fuck me, like he brought. We brought.
That's getting a little bit That's getting a little bit of adventurous.
No, it's not. Listen, we brought these things. We always eat in the living room and sit and watch TV. Straight away, my mum went, "How have you cooked these?" And he went, "Just put them on the grill." And she went, "What, like? You didn't put like any oil on them or like salt or like anything?" Like, "I just put them on a grill."
He went, "Whoa, Laura, slow your fucking horses, love. Oil."
Let me tell you, he obviously ate his. I ate mine because I'm fucking starving, but it tasted like, God, it tasted like soapy plastic somehow. Don't know how that happened. But it tasted like soapy plastic, and my mum and my sister just did not. They just refused to eat it. So he's eaten all of them. He made like 6 of these pork things. Oh, he's had to have all of them. So yeah, that's that meal. Thought I'd let you know about that real quick. What you been up to, Judd?
What have I been up to?
Yeah, we'll get to the parcel soon. But other than stuff I know about, what have you been up to?
I've just honestly the only thing that's really been on my mind is D&D stuff, and I've brought it up a few times before because that's the only thing that's going on in my life apart from work. So that's it. Just working.
Good old lockdown.
Yeah, just working on D&D stuff, and that's it.
And I know this isn't great for the podcast version, for the audio only version of this podcast, which you can get on Spotify, you can get on Apple Podcasts, and all good podcast platforms. If you do want to see the video version, you can watch it live at twitch.tv/gamesbadly and on the Games Badly YouTube channel. But for those who are watching the video version, you can see. For those who are listening to the audio version, special guest Cal's camera looks fantastically awful. It's brilliant. It's the most overexposed camera I've seen in my life.
I don't know why.
It looks like you're wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask.
Is that better?
Can you not turn the exposure down or something? Because it looks like literally like a third of your face is covered in just pure white.
Is that better? I've turned my screen off.
Sure, I don't actually care. I just think it's funny.
It looks like. Do you know that?
You know what it is? It's all the RGB on my PC.
That disease that some people get, where they get like weird like blotches of.
You mean fucking cool ass blotches? I think that disease looks fucking sick.
It does sometimes look sick, but so like a black girl might have sort of like.
Yeah,
white splotches.
White skin splotches.
Yeah. That's kind of that looks like what Cal's got, but just on the side of his face, like his two-face.
It's all the RGB off my PC.
God, I were bored at work earlier, and I was building. I went on Origin PC to like see what the most like crazy PCs you could build on there are, and I built a gaming PC and like a workstation PC. So for as if I were gonna like do my ideal PC setup for streaming, so like a gaming PC, streaming PC. And the gaming PC was over 10 grand, which already was mental. But then I did the workstation PC, and it were 40 grand. It were going to be for this workstation PC.
What the?
I know. It's kind of weird that at the minute, the person who knows the least about computers out of us three has got the best computer. Judd's got the best computer out of us at the minute.
Yeah.
Just because he's got money. He's got what 6? I think it's only 8 gig of RAM at the minute. He's got an i7 7900, is it? I don't know. I only know.
How do you bring up like the properties on a computer? I know you can do that.
Is that better than a 3700X?
You go to Start Menu, Cog, System, and then About.
Just type DXDiag.
No, don't do that.
It is. The processor is an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X 8-core processor.
It's the same as mine.
16 gigabyte of RAM.
But he's got like a 2070 in it as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I have got a 27. Was it Ti or just 2070?
Don't know. Don't really matter for you because you're not going to overclock anything. But
technically, then I have the better PC.
No, fuck off. It's not the better PC. It's just yours is more powerful with how you've set it up.
I'm not actually really bothered. Carly plays Hearthstone,
No,
so it's fine.
Neither am I. It's just he's facing us off against each other. I'm not sure
Come on,
why.
I'm trying to get a Jeremy Kyle situation going on here.
He's pitting us up against each other, and yet he's the only one getting agitated about the situation.
Do you not realise that?
I'm completely
Do you not realise that most of my interactions with you guys is all about content?
Yeah.
So he's got a 2070 Super. Well, I've got an RX 5700 XT.
Come on,
Well,
let's get a Jeremy Kyle argument going on. Say, well, you're a fucking slag.
No,
We've both got too many teeth.
yeah, we all have a full set of teeth going. We can't be on Jeremy Kyle.
For anyone who's not from England,
Well,
and doesn't know what
you
Jeremy
slag,
Kyle
you
is,
slept
look
with
it
my
up, it's
dad's
great.
dog.
It's basically
that?
like Jerry Springer, if you know that. I don't know, whatever. You slept with my dad's dog.
Have you seen the? Is it Jerry Springer where the guy finds out he's not the father, so he does a backflip?
That's usually the content. Most of the
America's
people
bred
that most of the people that go on Jerry Springer are of a certain race, shall we say?
Oh my god, Judge, fuck off. He's not wrong, but you can't say things like that. 'Cause we'll get
The thing is, you
cancelled.
can't actually be mad with me because I am correct. But all of
think
the
that's how it
episodes
works.
are about them not being the dad, and they get really happy when they're not the dad.
Oh god, it is a bit different here, isn't it? Because often they're sad when they're not the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone
I
wants.
understand.
Yeah. Could you imagine that you grow up and then you find the episode of Jerry Springer where your dad did a backflip because he found out he wasn't actually your dad? Like,
Jesus
That'd be great.
Christ. I feel like if we still had Jeremy Kyle, Judd might take me on Jeremy Kyle for my recent actions, or we could take our dad on Jeremy Kyle for his recent opinions. There's two segues for you, Judd. Which one do you want? Do you want Dad's birthday, or do you want the parcel I sent to you?
I want to put this one to bed because it's just sat here. Hold on.
You know what I sent to him, don't you, Cal? The podcast
yeah,
doesn't
I
know.
do.
Jake, do you want to introduce this properly?
No, I want you to tell me everything right from the start. No, in fact, you know what? I will start.
You
because I'll
introduce
start from when I
what
ordered it.
led up to my offence occurring.
So here's the whole story right from the beginning. I got TikTok for the first time because I'd recorded a bit of music. I thought I want to just put this on every social media platform that I know how it kind of generally works, and see like which one it does best on. So I downloaded TikTok. But that's meant I've been scrolling through it. And one of the videos I saw on TikTok was this guy who were really angry because his mate had sent him what looked like a parcel that had used panties inside. But really, it was like this prank company called sniffmypanties.com or something like that, or .co, I don't know. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes. This is good. I will use this now. So I immediately sent Judd a message asking him for his address.
I knew it was going to be some stupid shit as well. I knew I was like, I'm going to regret giving him this information, but I just want to anyway because I want to see how it plays out. I told him my address.
I asked for it, and he said, "What do you want it for?" And literally all I said was, "I'm going to send you something." So that's it. So that's all I told him.
A fucking pipe bomb shows up.
And then no other word of communication about this was had until yesterday. Okay. And then be careful not to show your address if you're going to show this on camera, by the way, Jed.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if I've got like a... I would have just straight up shown my address.
You definitely didn't think about that.
I'll tell you what then. I'll tell you what. I've got a scalpel. I'm literally just gonna cut the bit out of my address on.
I'll give a bit more setup then. This is hilarious because Judd's often not at his house because he works quite a lot, and I know for sure with the type of guy he is not going to be picking up the mail. He's not going to be picking up letters or anything like that. No way. He lives with his grandma and his granddad, and I knew one of those would pick up the mail, which is brilliant. So I knew this was going to work perfectly because I thought about sending it to my dad, but he potentially would pick up letters. So if he picked it up first, he'd be like, what is this? I might just throw it away or hide it or something. But I knew someone would see it and confront Judd about it, which was kind of the whole point. Oh, have you sorted it, Judd?
Right. I have sorted it. So Yeah, as Jake says, he sends me this. So fucking this little beauty shows up my door, which
You
you'll
can't
not be
see
able
if
to
you're just
see.
listening, but you
It's
get the
reversed
idea.
as well, but yeah. So I'm sat in my bedroom. In fact, no, I was just walking through into the kitchen, and my nan stood at the door with my granddad, and she goes, my nan goes, Jordan. I went, what? And she goes, sniffingpanties.co.uk. And
She's the sweetest old lady ever as well. It's so funny.
I said to her, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And she shows me this. She shows me this fucking envelope. And I mean, immediately I took it and I knew what had happened because I remember I immediately fall back and give Jake my address. I was like, oh, okay. So it actually, she wasn't, like thinking, oh no, this is you being a pervert. She was like, yeah, no, I understand. That's funny. But the thing about it is that it wasn't. My nan wasn't the first person to see this. My auntie was, because my auntie just so happened to be showing up to our house, and she thought.
I thought it would.
She thought, oh, as I'm going up, I'll just get the mail for him. I'll just grab the mail.
Even more.
I'll just grab the mail for him. So she's got it out and she's seen this, and not only thing is it's not just her that's come up either. She's brought a little son. So I don't know if you've seen it, but this little
out of Meet the Fockers.
This like 6-year-old, 7-year-olds probably looking at it like what's it? What's this? What's he got? But I've not opened it. I wanted to open it when we did this, so I'm going to open it now.
I did tell you what's in it, didn't I? There's nothing like... I don't actually know what's in it, but I know it's not actually used panties.
I don't think it's meant to be opened.
You didn't.
Judd's granddad was jotting down the address, and then when he found out it was a joke, you see him crinkle the paper and put it in the
bin. It's really good though, because there's a bit of lace like hanging out of it, so it really does.
Sorry, I'll show this. You'll not be able to see it obviously on the audio thing only, but that's sticking out the back of it. It's like lacy, like some lacy fabric. I thought actually when it's like seeing the packaging with that on it, like actually saying.
Yeah.
Sniffpanties.co and the little bit of fabric out the back of it. I was like, this isn't actual panties, this. Because surely if it was, it'd be in discreet packaging and it'd probably be packaged right. Like it just it seemed too perfectly embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is.
It's like it.
You could expect me to send you used panties just as a joke though. Like that's. What does the note say?
So there's a little card inside it. Yeah. It says, sorry to disappoint you. No used panties in here, but whoever delivered this to you now thinks you're weird. Haha. Message. Hope you see the funny side from Anon.
From Anon?
So,
I didn't want to be anonymous. I wanted to know it was me. But I mean,
well, that must have just been something that they've put in there because you didn't ask to put a message in or something. But yeah,
it was pretty good. It cost me about £5.30, which I just thought it was pretty worth it, really.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, but when you think about it, £5.30 for literally an envelope.
It's an envelope with a bit of lace and prank, postage. It's fine. They have to make profit, don't they?
They have to. It has to be. Yeah.
I had options like of essentially 3 people I could have sent it to. There's no point in sending it to my girlfriend because that's just kind of, I don't know. I just didn't think that'd be any good. I could send it to Judd, obviously. That's the first choice. But I thought about sending it to my dad as a prank because it was his birthday recently. I thought about sending it to him, but again, like I said, I thought he might pick up the mail first. And then Cal, you were my third option. But the thing is, with your parents, that would have been way too far. They would have not been happy.
Actually, I don't think they would have cared. Surprisingly.
Really? I'll send some.
Yeah. Well, there's no point though because I get my own mail. It just like comes through the door, and like
Yeah.
I'm the first. So there's
Would
like
they
no
not see
point.
it like lying on the floor though? Would they not see it saying like Cal? You know.
Yeah, but they just
Sniff
go.
panties
They just
like
go. My dad would just be like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a dumb thing from Jacob." And he'd be like, "Oh, fair enough."
That's
D-
fun.
But
Yeah.
if I sent it to you, I would have been hoping your mum would have seen it first, because she would have fucking flipped out.
No,
Should we talk about the impression that I left on your mother, Callum?
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we talk about that impression?
wait. What impression did you leave on my mother?
Remember when we went up
Well-
for New Year's?
When
It's-
he
I don't
pissed
know,
in the
it's-
garden.
Yeah.
I just pissed in front of her. I think I locked eyes with you when I did it. I think I stared her out.
Yeah, you did. I remember we pulled up, Judd needed a piss, and first thing, we're letting you know that we're here, and Judd's pissing in your garden.
Yeah, and I've got my head out the window upstairs going, "Oi, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, and then Judd, I remember you told me, didn't you? Tell him what you did when you thought Cal were in kitchen window at the front of the house.
What did I do?
Well, you told me that you thought it were Cal in kitchen window, like just being weird and still messing with you, because you'd shouted out at window at him as a joke to stop, like, you know, pissing or whatever.
Yeah.
He thought that
I
it
can't
were you
remember
just like.
this. Don't say like a wiggle my cock at his mother, please.
No, Judd told me that he thought it were you staring him out from kitchen window, just like as a joke. But it was your mum, and Judd were just staring straight at her.
Jeez. Honestly.
That's brilliant. I love that.
But your mum's, I don't know how to describe her. I don't know. I'd say she's uptight, but I don't know. She's got a sort of specific way about her, hasn't she?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't really know where to go with this. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I thought that was quite.
What
funny.
is the topic for this podcast, by the way? What is the?
I don't think
Oh.
we really have overarching
Oh, okay.
topics.
Whoa.
We
Actually,
just
I think
we
I might
just
have
sort
to
of
kick
go
you from
through
the
like
call
a
for asking that question. So.
that's yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying you were going to kick me. I was like, that's fine. I can go back.
No.
I could go get some.
Like,
I go to the shop, get some beer,
Yeah.
a couple Doritos.
fucking
I can go
ask
to
us
the
to
shop.
make sense of anything. Like, what? Why would you do that? I sent Judd used panties. Don't ask me to make sense of anything.
That's the end of the content as well. That's the
Yeah.
start and the end of the content.
That was
That's
it.
the main
That was
story.
all of it.
Well, the other thing is that it were our dad's birthday recently. Our dad and his girlfriend, their birthdays are within like 2 days of each other. So we had to. We are in national lockdown at the minute, but we had to drop them off some presents, and we chat to them and things like that. So we chatted to them about some stuff, and they've full on gone into like paranoid boomer mode, because I got them an Amazon Alexa ages ago, and I got them like a couple other Amazon Alexa Echo Dots, but they turn it off because they're scared of Alexa listening to them all the time. And I'm just like, Dad,
Well, it
what
is.
the fuck are you on about?
But
yeah,
they
but
also
like,
have phones with okay. I can't say that kind of.
No,
Everyone else,
he's
everyone's,
listening for
everyone's
one-
phone.
but that's the
Everybody's
thing, he's
phone just
listening
fucking
for
went off
one
at the same
word.
time.
It's not recording and sending everything you do to somewhere. And the thing, even if it is, what are they scared of? Like, they're not like reading out important documents or like, they're not doing anything.
There was a court case recently or semi-recently with that guy that had an argument with his girlfriend. And his girlfriend accidentally fell on a spear 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
This shit, he claimed that they were like rolling around on the bed fighting.
Just having a little play fight. He got the spear out as a joke and just thrust it through her chest. And
No. He said
I
that he said that she was rolling around on the bed and there was a spear on the bed and it impaled her.
There's a spear on the bed.
Oh, 3 times.
See, they didn't put
Did
their
she not
spears
realise
in
it the
the
first
spear
time?
cabinet. They just had it lying
Anyway.
about.
And the police actually tried to use the Alexa that was in the house to
Right.
like find out what actually happened because the police are like, it seems a little bit sus, bro. I don't know. Like,
How could they do that? It doesn't record things.
Well, that was the thing. They can't. The police are stupid as well because they were like, "Well, we can
Exactly,
use
it's
this thing."
ridiculous.
For one, they can't anyway because that's against a bunch of like data protection laws.
Yeah, they're just
But-
not allowed. But the
but
other thing
also
that
it just doesn't. You
what I
know.
found hilarious about this situation with his dad though is that they've got a full size
Hang
one
on.
in the living room.
Someone's
then
at my
they've got-
door. I need to go answer that.
Oh, okay. And then they've got the Echo Dot in the bedroom, but they unplug the one in the living room, but then they leave the one in the bedroom on. It's like it was just mental.
It's weird, isn't it?
It just doesn't
Weird.
make sense for their own logic. It's like surely if you're gonna only turn one off, it'd be the bedroom one. But
I don't
anyway,
know.
they've
I
turned
don't
into
know.
all
I
sorts
don't. I
of
don't.
rumours.
I don't want to. I don't want to try and like wrangle with their logic.
I know. I just like
It's just
hearing it
weird.
because I find it funny. But I love setting them off on stuff as we knew as I was doing like
Yeah.
the whole time we were there. So I asked them about whether or not they're gonna have a vaccine, what they thought about this situation in the UK with kids getting like underfunded free
I
school
thought you were
meals.
saying with kids getting bummed then.
With Trump getting banned on
Trump
Twitter.
getting bummed.
Trump getting bombed, and then with Trump getting banned. Oh, it's so funny to hear like their opinions on stuff. But what I also found quite funny from visiting our dad's dropping birthday stuff off was they told us that his girlfriend has, what is it? Is it niece? I always mix up niece and nephew. I don't know which one's which. Which I know is quite dumb, but I'm pretty sure it's niece. For the girl one. Yeah, so she's got this niece who is very like, she's not. I wouldn't say she's like a girly girl necessarily. She's not like posh or up class or anything, but she's one of them who sort of cares about her looks a lot, her presentation to people, and likes like really expensive designer clothes and stuff. And we were being told how this girl for Christmas had got some Balenciaga speed trainers, which are normally about 560 quid or something, but she'd got them for like 100 quid less because they're on a sale or something like that. So she has stuff like that. She has £70 like flip flops essentially, stuff like that. But what's hilarious was she now works in a pizza shop. I thought that was like, I'm not making fun of anyone. Like, if that's what you want to buy and like you're grinding for it, then fine. But I just find the like dichotomy really funny.
We're not. I also don't want to say we're not making fun of people working pizza shops either. I usually don't censor myself on stuff. But listen, I love pizza. You guys that work at pizza places, I tell you what, you are fucking brilliant.
But it's just funny just the difference. It's like you just wouldn't expect it, would you? It's not exactly known for being a particularly like classy, high-paying job or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I found that pretty funny. I also found it funny that that our dad's girlfriend doesn't want the vaccine because she's vegetarian. Like,
Yeah. So apparently there's something to do with chimpanzees in it.
Yeah. But
Like,
the other question is, which one? We've had 3 approved here now.
Yeah. Also, I remember saying that if there's anything to do with chimps in it, that just makes me want to have it more. Because then, on the off chance that it turns me into a chimp, dude, I gotta go all in. I gotta go all in.
You gotta go for the chimp injection. Like, why
I
would
might
you not want
actually try and rob like this sort of like. It's probably got like in like an armored van or something. It's got like a load of police cars, patrolling with it, full of this vaccine. I'm gonna raid it, and then I'm gonna just inject a load of these chimp viruses in me and become the mega chimp.
The mega chimp.
The mega chimp, yeah.
Oh dear. Well, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a bit crazy and silly, really. It's like, if, for example, in a picture like a mythical scenario where you have to eat a steak to save someone's life, right? To save a human's, like a good person's life, or and not just a normal person. I'm pretty sure most vegetarians would do that, and rightfully so, probably. It depends on your outlook on humans and stuff, but but yeah, I just thought the reasoning behind it was just like that doesn't make sense based on what your supposed morals are. But equally, everyone should have a choice, which is fine. But the other thing they couldn't wrap their head around was, what's the point in taking it if you're extremely unlikely to die of coronavirus and you're fit and healthy and everything like that, what's the point in taking it? And I must have said to him, do you remember me telling you? I must have told him like 3 times, because it means that your body will kill it quicker and stop you spreading it to someone else. Just because it's like not going to kill you, it'll still take like a couple of weeks to get out of your system, and you'll be like, wiping it everywhere. So, but they just couldn't get that. I don't know how they didn't understand that.
Yeah, it's like that line of reasoning just didn't work. Like, it didn't compute with them. They were like going, yeah, but why would we have it? Well, to kill it off quicker in your body so you won't pass it on to others. Yeah, but why do we specifically need it? So that...
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And I was trying to say to him, so would you rather like us all just not have it and just be like this for 15 years then? Or what? And they just were like, well, why would we have to? I'm like, well, because you're not going to have a vaccine, so it'll still spread to other people around us.
Keep dying.
And it'll mutate then as well, and then it will kill you. It's like, if you allow it to keep spreading, it'll mutate and then it will kill you. And they're like, yeah, but why should we have to have it though? We're fit and healthy. It's not going to kill. Yeah, but what? So I don't know. It's very funny. And if anyone can try and explain otherwise, why their point of view is right, I still probably won't agree because I can't see that being right. But if you do want to try and tell us that, tweet us at tweetsbadly and we'll likely ignore it. Don't worry. If you tweet us in agreeance, we'll probably ignore it as well. But no, we'll not. We'll see it. I promise. Like, I genuinely will. But that's funny. What was the other stuff we were on about, Judd, with them?
With them?
Yeah.
I can't actually remember. I remember us going off on the vaccine stuff.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think that's probably about it, really.
I don't think there was anything else that we. I don't know. You probably remembered more than this. I was on the Jack and Coke.
Oh yeah, you're getting pissed again. Oh, if anyone remembers on the kind of Christmas podcasts, from my dad I got a Christmas present, which is a T-shirt that it has an Ewok playing guitar on it, and then the words Ewok and roll on it.
Good God.
Yeah, I was quite...
Cal found that genuinely entertaining.
I was quite relieved when I saw that the size they'd got me was definitely too small. But then they ordered me a replacement, so they gave me that. I thought I was going to be able to get away with it. Right? I put it on to try it on, and I did want to wear it because I didn't want to I was wearing a white T-shirt that I didn't want to get mucky, so this was like a dark T-shirt, so I thought I'll put that on because it won't get mucky for now. But I tried to change it back to my other T-shirt on the way out, hoping they wouldn't notice I'd changed it. But my dad's girlfriend completely noticed. Said, "Why? Oh, why you changing your T-shirt for?" I'm like, just want to.
They've got to know though. They have to know that like.
I'll hold it up to camera for the people who are watching the video version.
Do people just genuinely think that people want to wear those kinds of?
They must do. But I think that their thinking is that for most of our lives we have not been into fashion at all. Like, for most of my life, I would have actually fairly liked that T-shirt. So we're like, oh yeah, it's a little pun. It's not that very funny, but it's a T-shirt and it's got like something that I kind of like on it. But now I kind of do like fashion, and that sort of joke is just less than funny at this point. And it kind of maybe ironically funny, but it's kind of gone past that as well at this point. And God, it's definitely one of the top contenders for the worst presents I got. The other top contender is tissues. Yeah.
Yeah, his mum got him tissues.
Is she trying or something?
I know, that's what I thought. I was like, Laura!
No, she gets some for everyone. She gets some for my sister and she got them for my girlfriend as well. I don't get
she's
it.
She's definitely hinting at something there.
What the fuck, dude?
The kids get a certain age, she starts buying them tissues. She's like, I know what you're doing up there. Just clean up afterwards.
Oh God, dude, I'm trying to eat.
What are you eating there? What is it? Are you gonna
Chicken.
share it with us? Just give me a bite.
It's
now, then.
actually like
Huh?
it's actually like pretty
Owned
good
by-
as well. Like,
Is it better
How
than
can I
my
give you
meal I
that?
described earlier?
yeah, this is like
Like-
If you
cream and cheese sauce.
if you hold it, if you go like that to the camera again, and I look this way on my
Yeah,
stream, it
hold
looks
on.
like you're actually feeding me.
Hold
The
on,
way
we're going
mine's
to
set up-
chicken.
This is great podcast content. Judd is currently trying to do this visual thing. Cal's feeding him the wrong way around on my screen.
Oh wait. So
No, you're both the wrong way around. Just
Oh.
Cal needs to turn around. Judd, you're
Okay.
right. Cal's wrong.
all right, so all right.
This is
okay.
not. This is awful podcast content. It's a visual gag. The thing is, on the video version of the podcast, right? Cal's on the left-hand side, Judd's on the right-hand side. So currently, it looks like Cal's prodding me with chicken, and Judd's trying to nibble me because I'm in the middle. Wow, perfect content. We are
Just
very bad
smear you
at
in the
this.
chicken juice and then Judd can eat you.
What have you been up to lately, Cal? What have you been doing? Tell us about something. We need you to film more content because we're literally only
Yeah.
halfway.
I I went to the dentist yesterday because like my tooth had been hurting a while and then it like went away and then it came back. I was like, oh, I should probably take care
Oh,
of this.
actually, you're going to get fined now because you're not allowed to do things such as essential healthcare because we're locked down.
Ah,
Actually, you need to stop
Shit.
breathing. Every breath you have costs you, like, it's another fine at this point because that's how you spread COVID. So this
But
may
I
as
can
well be
still
the rules in our
legally-
country,
I
by
can still legally go to the supermarket and just buy 10 pints of beer and nothing else, and that counts as essential shopping.
You can go to the supermarket, buy 10 pints of beer, and then down them all at once, but not open one and then wait a minute or two. You know, you got to straight away go into the next one to stop your
Yeah.
breathing. Don't get drunk
Well,
though,
did you
because if you're drunk, your decisions will be bad, and then you can't stop the spread of COVID. So these.
Did you see
these
the
are
guy that
rules.
got
It's
fined
disgrace.
for the
They're not
kebab?
actually, but you know. Yeah.
Like he went to a kebab shop, picked up a kebab, parked up in his car and ate his kebab in his car, but then he got fined for eating his kebab in his car.
Nice. It's because you're not allowed to pick up food from a takeaway, are you? But I don't know. It's just like, whatever. Anyway, you went to the dentist. Did he
Yeah,
put his cock
and
in your mouth
he was-
while you passed out, or
No, like he
not this time, at least?
So he had to take my filling. He had to take my filling out and then look underneath it because my tooth is fogged underneath the filling that another dentist put in. I was like, "So what's the deal with this? Like, can't you just like sort it out?"
What's
I was
the
like,
deal?
"What's the deal?"
Callum sat in the dentist chair and I went, "What's the deal? What's real?"
Fucking Jerry Seinfeld walks out.
It went, bam, 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 bam.
Jerry, no, not the needles, please.
I've got my own kind of needles. Oh, God.
Oh God.
Craner walked in and started
So-
saying the N word.
The other dentist that I had, like, just put a filling over the top of something that was already like not okay.
Yeah.
I was like, so what's wrong with it? He was like, yeah, you're probably gonna need a root canal in the future. I was like, well, why don't you just fix it now before it gets like bad?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was like 4 years ago. So he took my filling off, and like, you know, when you're at the doctor's or you're at the dentist, and you open your eyes to see what's going on. Like, it's not great when you open your eyes and you see the dentist, you know, drill a filling out of your tooth and then go, oh. Like,
It went, whoops, wrong tooth.
Or he goes, whoops, that's not your tooth, and it's in your eye. You can only see
it was more like he
Went,
just
oh,
got like,
miss.
he just no, he got the
Whoops, that's not my drill. It's like an axe in
he just accidentally given me a lobotomy.
Oh, you open your eyes and he's going, oh, and it's because he's got his cock in him. He's like, oh, I thought you were asleep.
Oh, you're awake. You were caught crossing the bond.
Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry. I put my cock in your mouth.
No, we didn't do that. No, he took my filling out, and you can see it in like a doctor's eyes where it's like they've got that like poker face because they don't want to tell you that it's bad. But he was going at it, drilling it out. He was like, so
Going at
I've
it?
got to go back in a week. Yeah. Oh, he was he was stood up using his body weight to like he was using a manual
was using
file.
He was like,
Are you sure
It's
he
like
didn't put his cock
pushing
in
it.
your mouth?
and then afterwards, the actual dentist walked in and went, "Who is this man?"
It's just fucking Mr. Bean.
Oh no, you can't laugh at Mr. Bean anymore. He's cancelled for being racist or sexist or
What?
something. I don't know. One of those.
Ableist.
Who isn't cancelled? Being one of,
I've got to
or
go
is it
back in a
offensive
week.
to special needs people? It's one of those. I don't know.
I think it's a special needs one. That one seems.
I'm literally about to Google why is Mr. Bean offensive.
But he was, instead of using like the drill because it was too far in, he was using like a manual file, like and just like filing away at my tooth. To like, he was like, "Yeah, I'm just taking the nerve out your bottom of your tooth." I'm like, "Oh, great! He's just taking the nerve out of the bottom of my tooth with a manual file." And like, there was a moment where he was going down the file size and getting smaller and smaller, and he got the small one to like get whatever was like bad out of the bottom of my tooth. And like, I felt him push it in, and it felt like it had gone like down into my neck. It was like, oh god, that's awful. And then at the end of it, I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. He was like, oh, you got to come back in a week, and there's another hour of work to do. I'm like, oh.
So you've still got some to do now?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! I thought they were. I was hoping they were going to give you some of that like jolly gas or some shit, and we could have got some extra content out of you. But,
no, because like,
what you could have done. What you could have done is you could have gone in for this operation, and then when they were going to give you the gas, you could have smuggled me in like a little bag or something. And then as he was coming with the gas mask, I could have like pulled my head out of this bag, and it could have gone.
What the fuck is in your bag?
So
Oh,
we
it's
don't
just my
notice
pet
that.
goblin.
Goblins, I don't like them. Anyway,
Because
but,
like he got like half of the nerve out, but the problem was it was like as he was cutting through it with the file, it was just like filling up with blood, so you couldn't really see what he was doing. So he
why
had
don't
to
you
like
just
cut
like
half
get
of it
some
away.
pliers and just grab it and just pull it
Just
out?
pull it out the whole
Yeah.
tooth.
Well, pull the nerve out. Just grab that. Rag it out. No?
That's not how.
Just grab that, twist it around, slap his nerve about a bit.
Do the hokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all
But
about.
I mean, I sent you a video because he injected me with the anesthetic into my jaw, and apparently some people on the top jaw, when you inject into it, you can inject right next to the tooth you want to inject, like that you want to anesthetize, and it just works because your top jaw is not very thick, but your bottom jaw, where your nerves are, they're different for different people. So depending on who you are and how your jaw is like built, sometimes the anesthetic just doesn't work, or you have to put it in like a different place for it to work somewhere else. So he injected me once, and he was like, "Yo, let's just sit here for a couple of minutes because that needs to like, let me know when your lip goes numb." We sat there for about 5 minutes chatting shit about government guidelines. He looked at me and he went, "Not numb," and I went, "No, not numb at all." So he injected me again. He was like, "Let's just wait 5 minutes, like see if this like works." It didn't work for another 5 minutes. It's supposed to work like pretty much instantly, like 2 minutes most. And I was like, "Oh, it still hasn't worked." So he tried a different spot, and then that one worked. But the problem is that was fine for the procedure. But then 40 minutes after the procedure, I think the other two hit, so my whole face went numb. Like we went to the bank, and my whole face was just completely numb. Like I couldn't blink properly. I mean, I sent Jacob the video of my face when it was completely numb. It was like, I looked like I was like blackout drunk.
You were there to fucking rob the place, like with some sort of.
I looked like I was wearing a mask.
Yeah, some spy said that couldn't speak properly and were there to rob the joint. I mean, you just like spit on a bit.
Every time I was breathing, my lips were like. My face was completely fucking numb.
Really.
It took like 4 hours to wear off as well. Because I had a meeting for a group at uni, and I was sat in the meeting with my camera and trying not to like dribble everywhere.
Right,
Jesus
lads.
Christ.
Let me tell you, the stream is going at the minute because my internet's dying. So I have put it in chat, but the recording continues. So say something interesting still, everyone. Am I right? Am I right?
What? Wait, what? So what? We're still doing the podcast, or?
Yeah, the podcast is still recording, but the stream went down on this one. So, yes. Anyway, what games have you all been playing?
Right. Okay.
I haven't.
Hearthstone.
I played a bit of War Thunder.
War Thunder. We've been playing Apex. That's all we've been playing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Hearthstone still
Apex and Among Us, and that's
fucking sucks.
So does Apex.
God,
Don't worry.
We played Among Us, and it was a proper shit show.
Oh, it's fun though. It's so fun. We had
I
a
was
right
trying,
laugh.
dude. Dude, I was trying this theory out that if you just yell a color, people will vote them off.
Yeah, just
So we
straight up.
started the game. I went to the emergency meeting button, pressed it, just went red, and he got just voted off straight away.
Thing is, if
Because
you
it's
know
all,
you're
it's
both
all children.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
children that are just like, oh, nobody would lie to me over the internet.
Jesus.
But we won that, didn't we? Because didn't the first two random guesses I made were the imposters?
No, it was just that we were both innocent, so we just kept doing it until it voted both the imposters off by chance. Oh, it's
so dumb.
it is a crazy game. That it's.
Oh, that
it's
whole
a
thing
bit-
how they voted me out because you were like, you closed the door! Just because I stood next to it on a map where you can't do that. But I was the imposter, but not for that reason, and that annoyed me. It's like they got me for some bullshit logic reason that didn't work.
Yeah, it is really annoying
That's-
when you just
that's
happen to get
happened,
voted
yeah.
off, even though like they actually
Yeah.
don't have any evidence. But oh well.
Well, not even like you just get voted off because someone yelled at your color. It's more like they think that they've caught you for a reason that isn't a real reason,
Yeah.
and it was somehow they were lucky that it was you.
And it sucks because it validates them. They go, yes,
Yeah,
I've
they
done
think
it.
they're
I've
brilliant.
caught them.
Yeah.
It's
Like, no,
stupid.
you're an idiot.
Jesus Christ. The fucking people shouting raw XD in chat as well.
Raw
I simply
XD.
would. I would have
Yeah.
refused to play.
We're in that game
I'm
where everyone was
simply the
acting like a
best, better than all
13-year-old
the
on
rest.
Tumblr.
You're a tumble.
I think we need to talk
Mr.
about.
Tumblr.
We need to talk about Cal's perspective of me at New Year's, because we've got Jake's and we've got mine, but now I think it's time for Cal's.
Yo,
Okay.
my perspective of you. Doing what? Pissing in the
Just
garden.
how was my behaviour on New Year's?
Just being fucking
If
up.
you don't know about what our New Year's activities were, you'll have to go back and listen to the rest of the podcast because we did discuss it. So listen to that whole podcast, the entire thing, and then come back to this one.
I was just laughing at the fact that you were like, it's so cold! Meanwhile, we told you that it was going to be fucking cold.
I simply did. I did not expect that level of cold.
Yesterday,
that was Arctic
Judge,
levels
was it
of cold.
yesterday? Yeah, yesterday Judge tried to say that it was probably -5 up there when we were there.
It was -1 at most.
I'd say it was
Yeah.
-5. It was a good -5.
No, it
No.
wasn't. It might have been -5 when we were walking up on the moors when it was snowing loads. But
Yeah, well, no, because it can't have been because it was snowing. I think it was probably about like 0 1.
can you not have snow when it's in minus?
No, because it becomes ice. It becomes hail.
Does it become hail quick enough to change from snow to hail if it's only
I didn't know
-5?
that.
There you go.
Uh,
I don't know if I
yeah.
trust Cal on that. He's not a snowman. Actually, I think we should consult Jack Frost on this issue. Anyone got his number?
Jack Frost enters left.
Oh, look who's in the studio!
It's the other special guest that we have today, Jack Frost. No, Jack Frost is probably. Also
I mean, it was cold
somehow
when-
racist
when
somewhere.
I-
don't know how
when
that
it-
works, but, you know.
When I went up for a hike, when it snowed the first time round, super deep up there, I nearly broke my teeth on my Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
'Cause they
Yeah,
did
you did
freeze.
say. I remember you saying about it, yeah.
I put them down while I was sat like on a rock drinking tea, and then because they were like in the snow on the side, they just froze.
Well, when
Fucking break
we
my
were
teeth on
walking
my
in the
Jaffa
snow,
cake.
because it was snowing, it got in my hair, and then like my hair got wet, so I kind of slicked it back, but I left it and it
And it
froze.
just froze.
There. It stuck there. Thought that's
Dude, I was saying that he was going to come out looking like that guy out of Cool Runnings, and the guy that gets out the freezer and breaks his dreadlocks off.
I haven't watched.
You've not seen Cool
I've never watched
Runnings?
Cool Runnings.
I know
I never watched it.
Cool Runnings is a bad example of this phenomenon, but I've noticed all the time that, that Cal very often like quotes something or references something that no one's fucking heard of, and then when no one's heard of it, he goes, "You've never heard of that thing."
You've never heard of
You've not heard of Bimbledorf? How have you never heard of Bimbledorf before?
fuck's Bimbledorf?
Have you not heard of Googly Gax?
Googly
Everybody's got a Googly Gack.
My doctor told me that everyone's got a Googly Gack.
Like I said, it's normal to have a Googly Gack.
That's what you were using to pull your nerve of your tooth out.
He's got a Googly Gack in his mouth.
Oh god.
I like
God,
to think
that
a
does-
Googly Gack's a living creature.
Yeah, me too.
It's a little blue man that goes like that. That's a Googly Gack.
So have we actually not been playing any games or anything? We've just been playing Apex like normal. Just been playing Hearthstone like normal. What's been going on?
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, has it been this one?
No.
I didn't think so. Do you know what? Our listeners have genuinely gone up. Shall we have a look at this? This is fairly interesting. I can tell you. Like,
Rated 1 star by Pete from Surrey.
So we've earned. I think it's about 5. How much have we earned on this podcast so far? Let's see. I told Judd this recently. We've earned $6.55 so far on this podcast.
Nice.
We can't withdraw it though, because the withdrawal method is US only. So until that changes, which it might never happen, we can't get any of that.
What do you mean it's...
So he's got an ad playing at the beginning of every episode, which we are just giving out for free. He's just doing that for free.
No, we're not doing it for free.
I confronted him. I confronted him on the podcast. I said, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to him?
It's just that we currently can't withdraw it easily. I'm sure we can at some point if we really wanted to. But that's not the important bit. The
Just
important
call
bit
Donald up.
is what's loading up right now, but my internet's really slow, is our plays. We average about 10 plays per podcast now, which I know is not actually a lot, but like for us,
That's more people than I know.
Like the first 5 podcasts, right, have well, at this point, because people have gone back and listened to them, the first podcast has 19 plays, it says, and then like the latest ones, obviously they don't have much to start with. So the last one I published, which was last week, it's only got 2 plays on it. But like when they've been on for like a month or so, they end up having like between 8 and 15 plays, something like that. So not bad, folks, eh? We expected it to be like
that's
2.
8 to 15 more plays than I thought we'd have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's only on that's just the audio version as well. That's like if I look on the video version, there could be more people, and I say could be on purpose because it's probably not likely. But we should tell all our friends about the podcast though, and get them listening to it. Judd, Cal, we do a podcast. There we go. I've told all my friends.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know.
It's different on YouTube because it depends what we talk about. Because YouTube bans stuff more. So the last podcast, which was posted a week ago, has no views. The Christmas one has 1 view. The Cyberpunk one has 7 views because it's called Cyberpunk is Bad, which I think everyone wants to look at. The one about Judd having COVID, which I posted a month ago, has 0 views because they shadow ban anything to do with COVID. So, and then rest of them, yeah, you're not really allowed to talk about it on YouTube. And then they all have normally between 1 and 5 views ish sometimes on YouTube, depending on what the thumbnail is. Sometimes the movies and TV one has 10 views. That's because the thumbnail of that one is Jesse Eisenberg with a massive camera that looks like it's his penis. So I'm guessing that's what's attracted people to that one. Then the other one that's got more views than I would have expected is one that's titled Nightclubs and Potato Farmers Are Bad. And I'm guessing again that the thumbnail drew people in because it's a potato farmer in a nightclub. So
are those 2 topics related?
Sure. Go listen to the podcast and find out.
Like
if you
potato
listen
farmers
to so many
that
podcasts.
own nightclubs.
I can't even remember half of these.
As soon as we're done with it, I forget what it's about and I move on.
The only ones I remember vividly are like the Game of Thrones one and the one where we were talking about dreams.
Yeah, the last one you were on, I remember, and then the one where Dad was on as well. That was good.
Yeah,
I remember
that
one.
was good.
It's just such a shame because the last one that you were on, like, was actually genuinely really interesting, all the sleep paralysis stuff and that, but the quality of it is fucking dreadful, because we were all in the same room, all, like, sat really far apart. Why did we record it like that? Why didn't we all just sit next to each other and just have one mic? Like, what? I'm looking back on that and thinking, what the fuck? And I thinking about it, actually, it was because I had one mic, and I was trying to use it to kind of capture the sound for the full room for when we were doing, like, gaming streams. But we should have just fucking moved it, or even just used a phone or anything.
Wait,
Anything else.
yeah.
But
I remember that week we spent live streaming, and I was just sat on the floor playing Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
And Judd was talking about Michael Jackson and the nuances behind whether it's worse to have diddled more kids or less kids, or if one is too many. And then by that point, you've already hit 100% of bad.
I cannot remember that.
Yeah, it was.
I have a video of this. I come into the room having gone for a piss or something.
About?
It was like the topic of
That sounds
discussion.
fucking insane.
It was how much worse. It was how much worse is it to have diddled
You were
two
listening to
kids rather
Peter
than one?
Andre as well in the background. You were like, "Oh, this Peter Andre shit's pretty good."
God, it was so sad that time though, because I literally I knew my family was going to be away for a week, and I wanted to kind of when we were still me and Cal were still in a band, and I wanted to do like a bonding session essentially for like the lads, so that they could have stayed over the entire week. We would have just ate crap, got drunk for like a week, and just played games, done what we wanted, watched like man movies, whatever.
Movies.
No one, literally. Couldn't have asked for more. What a brilliant time. Like, surely that's amazing. Yet no one fucking stayed. I was like, what?
Well, I did. I stayed for the whole week.
Not the full week. You went back at some point, but Judd only stayed for a day or two, and then the rest of them
stayed for
didn't
7
even
days.
come. There were supposed to be at least 2 more guys turning up, and they just didn't. And I was like, oh my god, what the hell? But
I stayed the whole week.
I do remember that Judd had his spiritual epiphany then, which seems to have worn off at this point. If you want to know what that was, you should go back and listen to... Which podcast was that one? I don't know. It's one of the podcasts. You'll have to listen to all of them, see if you can figure it out.
I remember taking Judd home to his grandparents' house and crying as he dragged his PC up the driveway. He got out of the car and just put it on the floor. But like the way he put it on the floor wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna carefully put my PC down." It was like just
that was the PC that it doesn't exist anymore because Judd fried the motherboard by accidentally somehow dropping a penny in it. Are you looking after your new nice PC
you
now?
can't make a fucking wish by putting pennies in it.
I thought it was like an arcade machine. I thought you had to like keep feeding it quarters or something.
What's this? That's a DVD drive. Oh, I've been using it to store my nickels.
I remember. I know it's cause you had the side of it off all the time. The side of
I actually found the side to that recently. Because the reason I had it off all the time was because I didn't know where the side had gone. And I found it upstairs when I was clearing shit out.
Jesus. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And I remember another time that you'd fucked it up. He'd accidentally pulled out, I can't remember which one it was, but he'd accidentally pulled out one of his hard drive cables with his toe because his leg was right next to this open PC. I
was like digging my foot inside the PC guts. I was just like rearranging stuff with my toes.
Jesus, have you got both side panels on this this new PC now?
I don't think I can take them. Can I take them off on this one? They are both on.
Yeah, you will be able to, but glory,
yeah, they're both on.
Hallelujah. Have you seen Elon Musk is now the most richest net worth man in the world?
Did you see his tweet?
Yeah.
Well, like, you are now the most, or like someone would report on, like, Elon Musk is now the most richest man in the world, and these 2 tweets afterwards was like, oh, that's interesting. Anyway.
He's worth $202 billion when I checked earlier. And do you know what that works out
So what?
as?
He surpassed the Amazon CEO then, Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos.
By a lot, by about 60 billion, which is insane.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you get to those big numbers, 60 billion isn't anything.
I would argue it is still a lot, but if you were to have that amount of money and spread it out over your lifetime, so let's use who's youngest out of you two?
Watch it. This sounds like commie talk. This sounds like commie talk.
It's not.
Jay.
It's not. It's definitely pleasing to capitalism. What I'm about to say. Who's younger out of you two?
Me?
How old are you, Carl?
20?
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's weird.
if you say you lived to 90, which average life expectancy in the UK for men is 82 last time I checked, but if you're really
37.
rich,
Oh.
if you're really rich, you're gonna live longer. So let's say 90. In fact, fuck it. Let's say 95. So I'm gonna divide. If he managed to liquidate all of that, divide that by 95, which is years. Then I'm gonna divide that by 366 to account for leap years, for how much you could spend in a day. And this is in pounds as well, not in dollars. He could literally spend £4.2 million a day and still not use all of his money by the time he dies.
So if I save up for about a week, I can buy an RTX 3080.
Ah, nice nerd joke. Good one. Judd won't get that at all.
I was like, what?
But in that mental, imagine, it's one of my favourite things to like imagine being able to spend £4 million a day. Obviously, you two don't find that interesting to imagine because you both just sat in silence and didn't.
No. To be honest, me thinking about it is making me speechless because I just can't imagine that amount of
It's
money.
crazy,
Yeah, I don't
isn't
even-
it?
Like I don't even spend like £10 a day. So like,
Yeah, you're the like
on average.
tightest person I know. You just won't spend any money ever. But it's
unless I have to, or if it's
I
on
wa-
beer.
I love thinking about that, and then thinking about some of the insane things you could just buy just straight away. My favourite sort of thing to think about like that is how I would reveal that I'm now that rich to people. Because I wouldn't just tell everyone that I know. I would buy them something fucking mental, and then be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just the richest thing in existence now." So like, I'd just like turn up at like Judd's house with like fucking 50 grand gaming PC, and I'd like turn up at your house with a tricked out one of them Mazdas you like, one of those ones. You know, shit like that. I'd just like buy Jasmine a house, things like that. I just go, it's a house. Yours,
I don't
enjoy."
think I would like like make it obvious to people though. I think I'd probably see how long I could keep it a secret.
No, because I
Secrets
wouldn't
on
want
you.
to do that. I wouldn't want to let people live in more misery than they had to, rather than
Yeah,
solving a
that's-
lot of my favourite people's problems with the money I've got.
No. But I don't mean I would like go and spend all of my money on ridiculous things. Like I'd just slip people checks if I had that much money.
No, that's not as fun. That's boring. That's so boring. Because then they know you've got all that money, yet there's not this big exciting thing that happens. And you can't make content out of slipping someone a check.
Yeah, you're gonna buy me a Lambo and then do like the full Mr. Beast thing. I bought this poor unfortunate goblin boy a Lamborghini.
No,
And then he
no,
doesn't insure it.
No, because I wouldn't.
And then
well,
I
Mr. Beast does
start
do
putting
stuff like
pennies
that,
into
but-
the petrol.
Yeah, no, Mr. Beast does like insure stuff and pay tax on it and that. But if
Yeah,
I had that, I'd buy Judd a Lamborghini. But I would say to him, you can have this Lamborghini if you smash it to shit. Because I wouldn't want Judd owning a Lamborghini. I'd buy him a nice, sensible car after that. But he has to smash the Lamborghini.
Yeah, I'll buy you this Lamborghini, but I'm not insuring it for you, and I'm not paying for fuel.
I'll become.
He just sits in it on his driveway going.
Well, the other thing I'd do is I'd employ everyone I know at a massive salary. So I'd pay everyone that like I care about 500 grand a year to just, I don't know, do what they want. Some people I'd get them to like do things. So I'd actually pay Judd for the podcast now, and that sort of
Nice.
thing. But
I
Anyway.
need some sort of fucking compensation for this dog shit.
Judd, actually, do you not remember me just mentioning that we've got $6.55 in our account?
Shit,
from
do
these
you
ads?
owe me $3.25 that we can't.
So hang on, $6, right? So if you take the average 90-year lifespan and then you divide.
We've been doing this podcast over a year, and we've managed to accrue $6. Not even £5, probably. Not even enough fuel to get me to work and back. Oh, it's brilliant. But it's the friends we made along the way. None of them. We didn't make any friends.
I didn't
along the
make a
way,
single goddamn.
didn't even get any of those. It's the views we got along the way. We didn't get many of those either.
We didn't get many of those. It's the memories, and that's where we're going to end this podcast forever.
And
done.
the podcast is ending, and just imagine, thanks for the memories by Fall Out Boys playing, because we can't play it for copyright reasons, but just imagine that. That'd be good, that, wouldn't it? Anyway.
Is it bad that I thought of Sweet Memories by Rush instead of Fall Out Boy?
There he goes again, saying something no one's heard of and expecting everyone to know it. Right,
You've not heard of Sweet Memories by Rush?
Carl, because you're the special guest. Normally, I ask Judd to say like the final thing of the podcast, but you're special guest. What's the ending statement? What are you going to tell us? Better be good now. Giving all that nice long pause. He's thinking about it.
You know when you try and think of, you know when you try and think of something, and well, I googled,
and that's the
black.
end of the podcast. Thank you for listening. Let's go. Goodbye.